We now return to Secret Underground on Modern Marvels. For centuries, man has gone underground to protect his most prized possessions. In ancient Egypt, builders of the pyramids used secret vaults to protect the pharaoh's burial chambers from tomb raiders. The same need for secrecy exists today. Only the secret underground housing America's most valuable artifacts isn't buried beneath an ancient wonder. It's buried under cornfields outside of Hutchinson, Kansas, and it's surrounded by salt. Welcome to the Hutchinson Salt Mine.
We're 650 feet underground at the very bottom of a 300-foot thick layer of salt.
This is one of the world's largest deposits of salt.
The Hutchinson Mine is so large that 2 Empire State Buildings could easily fit inside it. But unearthing hundreds of tons of salt is only part of what goes on here. 45 acres of the mine are devoted to storage.
Our storage facility is the largest and the deepest in the Western Hemisphere.
Miners began carving out the massive salt deposits in 1923, leaving behind these spacious caverns. As the operation expanded, the caverns got deeper, so deep that in the 1950s, geologists determined that the mine would be completely protected in the event of a nuclear war. This caught the attention of the U.S. government.
Underground vaults and storage has been here since 1959, started during the Cold War era. They're looking for a facility to preserve documents free from nuclear warfare. And this being 650 feet underground is one of the most safe, secure facilities in the country.
From patent certificates to top secret documents whose contents can't be divulged, the government leases miles of storage space from the mine. The documents are kept safe inside these steel storage bays, and items can only be retrieved when the client provides the security authorization codes. Each storage bay is capable of holding more than 48,000 boxes of documents. In total, the facility stores more than 100 million documents and requires a staff working around the clock. But the U.S. government isn't the mine's only client. Housed behind thick steel doors are some of America's most prized possessions.
What most people don't know is that we're right here in the middle of the United States in Kansas, and we're 3,000 miles away from Hollywood, and this is a big part of Hollywood right here. This is the largest film storage facility in the world underground.
Thanks to its constant 68-degree temperature and 40% humidity, this underground layer provides the perfect climate for storing original prints of classic films.
They store the film underground for security. They store it for preservation. Walking through these bays, you see lots of titles, a lot of old classics. In fact, here's one right here, the old classic that everybody's seen, Gone with the Wind. Be walking through here and you might see Sound of Music next to one film, and you'll see The Shining.
Though many of the films may be old, the mine's method for storing them is state-of-the-art.
As everything moves into the digital world, we'll continue to still store the old films, but we'll also get involved in the digitization of the films with the studios. Everything's barcoded, and then that barcode ties into a location number that we have on the shelving rack, and then that's all put in our computer systems.
That job falls to the facility's 58-person staff, who spend 40 hours a week in a very ordinary-looking office, only it's buried 600 feet beneath the earth. But for all the classic movies and crate after crate of government documents, the storage facility takes up just a fraction of the Hutchinson Mine.
We're going to take a left and head into the mine where we're mining salt.
The rest is still devoted to harvesting America's most important mineral.
There's several lifetimes of salt here.
Myron Marcotte is the manager of the Hutchinson Salt Mine.
The mine is 2.5 miles north to south and 1.5 miles east to west, and is growing every day. I pretty much got this mine mapped out for the next 40 years.
Working in almost total darkness, miners here will unearth nearly 5 million pounds of salt in a single day. But if the miners remove too much salt, the mine could collapse on itself. So as the salt they've harvested is hoisted to the surface, miners leave huge pillars of salt to hold up the ceiling. It's a job the crew here takes very seriously. After all, without them, some of our most beloved movies and our government's most guarded documents might be lost forever.